As far back as I can remember, I've always loved being in the mountains. But what is it that keeps pulling me back? After being in a cave for a few days, I found myself longing for the heights, the need for a change, both in the activity and the landscape. And so I turned towards the highest peak on mainland Australia. Feeling well rested, I set out early, excited for my next address. Today, I would leave Victoria behind and cross into New South Wales. But one thing stretched across state borders: the Australian Alps. The thought of climbing a mountain brought back memories of Rupkund, my first Himalayan trek. Even the roads felt strangely familiar. 115-kilometer stretch of gravel and potholes added 3 extra hours to the drive. For most of the way, there was no network, no other cars, just me, the road, and the quiet tension of what if the car breaks down. I drove with extra care, every kilometer carrying a weight of caution. Thankfully, the car held steady, and when the National Park signboard finally appeared, it felt like a wave of relief. Grateful to have arrived safely, but too tired to cook. I tucked in early, an extra quilt ready for the -2 degrees night. Dark clouds made me delay the summit attempt until the next day. Still, I drove to Charlotte Pass to check out the starting point of the climb. On the way, I paused by a quiet creek. Clear skies are never a guarantee, only an invitation. Just a few meters in, the trail was lined with rock formations, arranged as if nature were displaying its own sculptures in an art gallery. The path unfolds over 9.3 kilometers. About halfway, the trail meets a river. With 6 kilometers behind me, I could see my next stop ahead. This would be my lunch stop on the way back. The final stretch to the summit. the same feeling once again. Every time I descend a mountain, I feel a sense of emptiness within. My legs needed to rest. Yet I lured them towards Blue Lake. But a little past halfway, my ankles gave in. The sight of a group of trekkers transported me back to my Himalayan treks. Reaching the summit never felt like an individual achievement. It was always a collective one. Cooperation mattered more than competition. The identity labels we are so attached to, none of them held any weight. What mattered was how you treated those around you. Kindness and empathy towards all beings stood above the division over identities. Survival of the group, or that of the group to come, depended on how wisely we used the limited resources and how closely we aligned ourselves with the rhythms of nature. For a long time, leaving the mountains felt like a loss, as if I were returning to a world too caught up in labels and illusions. But I have come to see it differently. The mountains aren't an escape. Although they help to shed conditioning, the real task is to bring those lessons back, to return lighter, clearer, and perhaps a little better for those around us. Time to find the next address.